pregnancy update. I'm not sure if you could call it an update because this is the first one I'm doing, but that's what people call these videos, and I figured, what the heck. I love watching these kinds of videos just to see what other moms are going through, and there's some strange things that can happen through pregnancy, so I thought I'd make my own. I'm going to introduce myself real quick. My name is Ellie. I am a mom of a 1-year-old, very busy 1-year-old. I am back to work full time now and going to be going back on mat leave in about 4 months. So it's just one thing after the other. My life is a constant busyness. It's always something or another, but I'm really enjoying it. Last time when I was pregnant, I think I could have used a hobby to direct my energy towards and have goals set and schedule and have like somewhat of a schedule. I think that would have really helped me when my daughter was a newborn. I struggled a little bit with the baby blues at the time, not feeling like I had a purpose. And it's crazy because your biggest purpose in life, at least I feel like one of my biggest purposes in life is raising my kids. So I don't know exactly why I felt that way. It's hormonal, I'm guessing. So I thought I would love to have like a cool hobby going into my next mat leave. So I chose YouTube, and I'm also thinking about starting a blog. But anyway, that's for another time. I'm going to be making videos on mom life, budgeting, affordable fashion, and makeup finds. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then please subscribe and be notified when I post videos. So let's get started. So I'm not quite 20 weeks yet. I'm 19 and a half weeks approximately, but I'll be 20 weeks by the time this video goes up. So my current symptoms are a lot of lower back pain, which I did not experience this early on at all with my previous pregnancy, so it was kind of a shock to me. But I'm guessing it's partly because it is my second pregnancy, my body's been through it already, and then also having a 1-year-old to pick up and lug around all the time, I think that has an effect on it. So that's not the most pleasant thing. But other than that, I can really say that it has been a really, really easy pregnancy. Along with the lower back pain, I also, my entire like belly area is quite sensitive, sometimes even achy. We'll be driving and my husband will like hit a bump and I'll just go like, it just like really hurts. So I don't know, I think that's normal. I talked to my doctor and he wasn't concerned about it, but it just something that happens, I guess. And then the last thing I would say is I have like random cramps a lot sooner and a lot more often this time around as well. I'll have cramps in my feet, in my calves, and then the least enjoyable one of the cramps is like right in my lower belly. It really catches me off guard every single time. And so those are probably the only physical symptoms at this point that I have. Other than that, I hardly even feel pregnant. I mean, I'm getting huge, but yeah, I would say it's been a pretty easy pregnancy. As for cravings, I don't have any specific thing I'm craving like as I'm moving on through my pregnancy, but I will say if something gets into my head, if I want something, I will not be able to forget about it. I will crave it until I get it, which is really humorous sometimes because I usually don't eat late at night. I don't get snacky, and I'll just, like yesterday, I just texted my husband at 7:30. He was at ball, playing a ball game, and I texted him that I wanted chicken Alfredo from Boston Pizza, so he had to pick some up for me. So I think in our relationship it's funny because I tend to be the less snacky one, and I have like I love food, but it doesn't have the same effect on me, I guess you could say. But yeah, so that's been an interesting experience in my pregnancy so far. I remember with my daughter, I craved orange juice, a lot of burgers, and I can't remember what the other stuff was, but I had a couple of things that I wanted all through my pregnancy. But this time around I've had nothing like that. I just will randomly want very, very, very specific things, which can be a problem sometimes because I grew up in Belize, and a lot of times cravings will be something that remind me of my childhood, and it's sometimes quite difficult to get here. Most times I have to actually make those items myself, and I'm planning on making some homemade pico de gallo today so that I can satisfy my current craving. So this week I had my 20-week ultrasound. I'm not quite 20 weeks, but they call it the 20-week ultrasound. They do it anywhere between 18 and 20 weeks, and if you have had no complications or no reason for the doctor to request an earlier ultrasound, this would be the first ultrasound you would get, at least where I'm at, and that was the case for me. So this was my first ultrasound, and the baby was so cute. Oh, I just can't get over it. They're so cute and just so little, but it's just so amazing that every little detail is there, you know, their little hands and little feet, and oh, it's just adorable. It never ceases to amaze me when I see a little baby growing inside of me. It's just the most amazing thing. Like, I just thank God every day that I get this opportunity to have some babies. But then when the ultrasound was done, the tech just said, well, I just need to wait to hear from the radiologist on whether I need to do more scans. So she didn't seem worried at all, so I was just like, oh, whatever. Me and my husband just waited in the waiting room while she made some calls, and then it just kind of drug on. It took a long time for her to get back to me, and then when I finally heard from them, they just said, you need to go to your clinic to see your doctor. And that made me really, really worried because I didn't have a doctor's appointment scheduled, not until the next day. So my husband and I went to the doctor's office, and he called me right into the office, and he just said that there was, on the ultrasound, she saw that there was blood gathering kind of underneath the, okay, what did he say? So between the placenta and the uterus, kind of where the umbilical cord attaches, I think he said. But anyway, it was a hematoma that was there. It wasn't very big, like a couple inches, he said. And because this is my first ultrasound, they don't know how long it's been there, or like if it's recent or anything like that. And usually they don't see that at all in this stage of pregnancy. At least my doctor said he hadn't. He said he sees it more right in the first trimester when there's some random bleeding, but he's never seen it at this stage in pregnancy. And so they were concerned that what was happening is that the placenta was detaching from the uterus, which would be terminal to the pregnancy. So that was very, very scary. He said the risk, they don't think the risk is high, but they want me to take it easy for 2 weeks and then have another ultrasound. So I lost it. It's so scary to think that your baby is just so perfect in there, but your body might not be able to sustain it. It's difficult to deal with. Like, I don't know, I guess now we just rest a lot and pray a lot and just wait. But I had no complications at all in my first pregnancy, and this pregnancy just seemed to have went so smoothly that it was just a shock. Like, I felt like it couldn't be, like, nothing could be wrong. I don't know, like, you always have fears that something is wrong, but it never really thought it would be me. So I mean, the fact is that nothing might be wrong. Like, maybe it is just some random bleeding there, and maybe nothing will come of it, and that's what we're praying for. And maybe it is, yeah, nothing to worry about. But how do you tell a mom not to worry, right? I told my husband, whenever the lady at the hospital, or like at the ultrasound place, said, you need to head down to your doctor's office, she's like, oh, it's not a major thing, just go to your doctor's office. And I was like, wow, you can't tell a mom, like, go see your doctor right now and then say just, oh, don't worry. Like, that's just, every single mother will worry, I think. At least if you don't, then good for you. You don't have the worrying and stressing problem that I have. But it was very stressful for me, and it's been over a day now, so I've kind of been able to process it, and I honestly feel like everything will be okay, but I'm still a little bit worried, and just praying that my body will be able to make sure that my baby, it can carry my baby to full term. And yeah, because the baby is so cute and I cannot wait to meet it. Oh yeah, one more thing. We weren't sure if we wanted to find out the gender of the baby. We had not found out before, and so we thought, oh, like, I don't know, like, it would be kind of fun to do like a gender reveal, but it would be kind of fun just to have a surprise at the end. And I don't know, so we couldn't quite decide. So what we did was we got the ultrasound tech to call one of my closest friends and tell her the gender of the baby, and so she will sit on that information until we can decide. And if we do want to do a gender reveal, then I guess she'll be in charge. But now that I know that she knows, it's kind of been gnawing at me, like, oh, I'm just so curious now, like I can't. I'm glad that I don't have it written down somewhere because I just might crack. And I know my friend Sarah, she won't let me down. She will hold on to that information. Anyway, I think that is everything. Leave me a comment in the comments down below if you've ever had something similar, because my mom had 8 kids. I know. And she said she'd never heard of this specific thing before. And so I'm just curious if that's ever happened to anyone else and what happened, and if you had to be on like partial bed rest or what, yeah, like what happened. I would be really curious to know. So if that's happened to you, leave it in the comments. And I will probably do like a minor update at the beginning of another video once I find out after my next ultrasound in 2 weeks. But other than that, I'll probably do a third trimester update going into the third trimester. I don't feel like symptoms and stuff like that will change that much, so I don't think there's that much to say. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Mwah.